Hello class, this is me, Mr. C, and today we're going to be working with ink. The only difference is we watered down the ink. I'd say it's about a quarter full, about half water, half ink, right? So first thing I like to do is I like to get my brush. I like to take just a little bit off like this on the side. Now what I'm going to do right now is just a quick little sketch. Now notice the brush we're using. It's a very traditional brush from Japan. It has a very thin tip, and as you move away, it gets a little bit thicker, right? Because it allows you to be a little bit more strategical with your mark making. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to make this cabin. Now, another thing I like to do with these brushes is be very energetic with them. What do I mean by that? Look what I'm doing right now. Just very, very loose, very, very quick. Right? Cabin right there, little chimney. There's a fence. Okay, great. Now right here, I'm going to do another cabin. Oh, just connected right here. Okay, great. Now right here is my line. Boom. Okay, awesome. Now behind, I have these amazing trees. Now I haven't really used much ink. Now I'm going to dip again. All right, I'm going to take a little bit off like this. So what I'm doing now is I'm making these really, really expressive trees. Okay, great. Now behind all these trees are these really beautiful mountains. So as I'm letting some of this dry, I'm gonna come back in right here and just add just a quick, take off a little bit of that ink, right? A little bit of that watered down ink. Just a very, very. Now let's come in and add some detail, right? Coming in with the very tip of that brush. There's a small little window right here. A little bit more definition to that house. It's nice to be very energetic, but you also want to make sure that your viewer can see the shapes that you're creating, that they can make them out. Right, so right there is my little house, right? And then maybe I got like maybe some bushes or something right next to it. Maybe a little bit of a walkway. Now let's do the same thing to this other house. Now this is on a small little hill. Now this house is right here. Again, I'm almost like sketching all over again, right? Okay, great. Here's that fence again. Very, very similar to the landscapes that we did with pencil. Okay, great. Add a small door right here. Boom. Okay, awesome. Now let's go back in with these trees and do the same exact thing, right? Now that they are drying a little bit, we can come in and just add some darker trees, maybe a little bit more detail like that. In the beginning, you're just drawing very loose and you're just trying to be very expressive with it. But once you accomplish that, come in and add just a little bit more detail. Okay. Now notice as I'm layering on top of other ink, it's getting just a little bit darker. Okay. Now once I do that, I want to add some clouds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab any type of napkin or anything I can use to dry, and I'm going to take some of this ink off, okay? As much as I can, right? So right here, the nice thing about this brush is there's so many things you can do with it. So I'm going to add these really, really just light. Let me get a little bit more ink, actually, just a little bit more ink. Now let's take some of that off. Okay, now let's try that again. just a little bit more clouds right here. Okay, great. Okay, awesome. Now, same thing too is I'm gonna get a little bit of ink as well, and I'm not gonna take so much off, just a little bit of pressure. And let me add some mountaintop, maybe a little bit of snow, maybe. Got one, right back here. Two. Awesome. And then maybe right here, I'll use that same texture. All throughout here. Last thing, I'm gonna get some ink. Not take off much. Just come right here and make that mountain just a little bit more crisp. And once I do that, I'll do the same thing very, very lightly and delicately to this other little house right here. Now, the thing about the Japanese, when they worked with these landscapes, is about humans' relationship to nature, right? So another thing I want to do is I want to add a small little person right here. Right? Right? Maybe he's holding some type of stick or something. Boom. You guys have the rest of class. Remember, be very, very fluid with your mark making. Yeah, and have fun. All right? All right. You guys have a good day.